A few months ago, I noticed my cat sitting at the living room window at the same time every single evening. She was not sleeping. Her tail was thumping slowly against the sill, and her ears kept swiveling back toward me while her eyes stayed locked on the glass. For a long time, I thought she was enjoying the view. She was not enjoying anything. Your cat almost certainly has a window like that. And the mistake nearly every indoor owner makes, including me for years, is believing that window is doing something good for her. It is not a garden. It is a screen showing her something she can see, smell faintly, and never once reach. By the end of this, you will know the 4 signs that this is happening in your home, and you will know exactly what to do about it tonight. No fear-mongering, no invented danger, just what your cat is actually going through. And stay with me for the 4th one, because that is where this stops being about her mood and starts showing up in her body. Sign 1. The stare that is not rest. Watch her the next time she settles at the window. Most owners read that posture as peace. A cat sitting still, facing outward, quiet. Here is what is actually happening inside her. A cat's hunt is not one action. It is a chain, and it runs in a fixed order. Stare, stalk, chase, pounce, catch, and finally, eat. The ethologist Paul Leihausen mapped that sequence decades ago, and the part that matters for you is this. The chain only switches off when it finishes. Your cat at the window is stuck on step 1, forever, several times a day. The staring is not the calm before the hunt. It is a hunt that gets started and never allowed to end. She does not stare straight ahead either. She tracks with her whole head and her back feet stay planted like she is about to move and never does. Once you have seen that, you cannot unsee it. And there is one place in her body where all of this eventually collects, which is where the 4th sign lives. Sign 2, the bite that seems to come out of nowhere. You walk past her while she is at the window. You reach down the way you have 1,000 times, and she turns and grabs your hand hard and then looks almost as startled as you do. Most owners file that under moody, or she is just like that. It is neither. This is redirected aggression, and it is one of the most misunderstood things a cat does. I went looking for whether anyone had actually studied why it happens at windows specifically. The veterinary behaviorist Deborah Horwitz has written about exactly this pattern, and the trigger is almost always something outside that the cat cannot get to. Another cat crossing the garden. A tomcat spraying the fence she considers hers. She is flooded with a response she has nowhere to put, so it lands on whoever is closest, and that is usually you or the other cat in the house. Here is the part worth holding on to. She is not angry at you. She barely registered that it was you. If you have ever felt a little betrayed by that bite, this is your answer, and it has nothing to do with how she feels about you. Tell me in the comments if your cat has ever done this. Because almost every owner has a story and almost nobody knew what it was. And the next sign is the one owners complain about most without ever connecting it to the window. Sign 3, the 3 a.m. running. The sudden sprint down the hallway at 3 in the morning, the thundering across your bed. Everyone jokes about it, and almost everyone assumes it is just cats being cats. Sometimes it is, but if your cat has spent the evening frozen at a window, that energy did not go anywhere. It was raised and never spent. The veterinary behaviorist Gary Landsberg has spent a career on feline behavior problems, and the pattern he describes is a simple one. Arousal that is never completed does not fade, it waits. Dawn and dusk are when a cat's body expects to hunt, so that is when it comes back out. Here's the surprising bit. The fix is not more play. It is play with an ending. A wand toy dragged along the floor, letting her actually catch it, and then a small meal straight afterward. So the chain runs all the way through to eat and finally closes. 5 to 15 minutes is plenty, once or twice a day. The rule is simple. If she never catches anything, the session did not count. And a cat carrying that unfinished tension day after day does not just lose sleep, which brings us to the sign that actually matters. Sign 4, where it stops being a mood. This is the one I want you to remember. When a cat lives with tension she cannot resolve, it does not stay in her head. It settles in her bladder. Veterinarians see this constantly, and it has a name: feline idiopathic cystitis. Idiopathic means no infection, no stones, no obvious cause anyone can point to. The bladder wall becomes inflamed and painful, and stress is one of the clearest triggers we know of. Dr. Ilona Roden, who has spent her career on feline-specific medicine, keeps returning to one idea about what cats actually need in a home. It is not more space, and it is not more toys. It is control. A cat needs to feel that she can affect what happens to her. A window gives her the exact opposite of that. several hours a day, for years. And the signs are quiet at first. Trips to the box that produce almost nothing. Weeing just outside the box on something soft, near a door. Sitting in the box a beat too long. More grooming of the belly than usual, because that is where it hurts. Notice what all of those look like to an owner. They look like bad behavior. They look like a cat being difficult or spiteful or badly trained. So the cat gets told off for the one thing she was doing to tell you she was in pain. That is the silent part. Not that the window is dangerous, but that the damage it does arrives disguised as misbehavior and gets punished instead of treated. Your cat has been telling you. It just never sounded like telling. The honest truth. Let me be straight with you about what this is and is not. Keeping your cat indoors is not the mistake. Indoor cats live longer, and that is not close. The mistake was never the walls. It was all of us assuming the window did the work of an outside world when it only ever did the wanting half. I got this wrong for years, and it made me feel like a worse owner than I actually was. You did not know. Now you do, and the fix costs almost nothing. One thing I will not soften. If your cat is making repeated trips to the box and producing little or nothing, that is a same-day call to your vet, not a wait and see, especially with a male cat. Most of the time it is treatable and everything is fine. But that one gets checked calmly, today. And if your cat sits at the window and none of this sounds like her, that is a real answer too. Some cats watch the glass the way we watch rain. You know your cat better than anyone, and what you are seeing is worth trusting. So here's what to do tonight, and it takes about a minute. Break the loop. Frost the lower half of the glass she uses most, or move her perch to a window that faces a wall, or simply close that blind at the hours the outdoor cats come through. You are not taking something away from her. You are switching off a channel she cannot look away from. Then give her one hunt that she gets to finish. A window is a view, not a garden. Your cat cannot tell the difference, and that is the whole problem. So, tonight, when she goes to sit at that glass, look at her tail before you decide she is relaxed. Then call her away and let her catch something. That is not spoiling her. That is the one thing in her whole indoor life she has never been allowed to do. If this made you look at your window a little differently, All Like helps YouTube put honest cat information in front of the next owner instead of fear bait. And if you would rather understand your cat than guess, that is the entire reason this channel exists. I'll see you in the next one.